researching really is about critical reading. It's about reading actively rather than passively. So it's not enough to just say, okay, I found these 7 journal articles about this topic. I'm going to read them and I'm going to read the paper. Reading them isn't enough. You can't read it like you do a book where you just like sit back in your lazy boy chair and just read it for fun. You need to read it actively, and reading actively involves things like asking questions. So as you're reading, maybe you see a citation or an example and you wonder, I wonder how they gathered that data, or I wonder what this would mean if you were to sample this other population, or I wonder how this has changed over time if it's an older article. Paraphrase as you go too. So as you're reading, you might read something that you think, oh, this might be really useful for my research. It'd be helpful to kind of paraphrase that as you go and include citations so that you can use that material in your own work. Then also it involves following leads you find in sources and making connections. So say you're reading one article and it cites 3 or 4 authors, and you're like, these authors are writing about something that's really relevant to me. Part of researching and critical reading is then going to find those articles in the databases and then reading those and making connections between sources. It also involves considering how the source contributes to your research. So something for all of you to keep in mind is as you're reading this research, you're approaching it as a researcher. And as a researcher, when you're reading research, it's important to think about how it relates to your research and how it contributes to your understanding. Maybe how this can be used in literature review, or how you can respond to it and have it as a jumping off point for your own research. And then also reading actively means taking notes and pulling out quotes into another document. So it's a good idea when you're reading academic journal articles that are for a paper to have like a Word document open or a notebook or something like that where you can write down quotes or paraphrases and then include citations so that it's easy to find those sources later on.